Hey guys, welcome to the Killing the Tea podcast. This is Gare,
And Kate.
and we are going to be discussing all things chills, thrills, and kills. Kate and I are going to be talking about our favorite books, TV shows, and movies that are in the thriller or crime fiction genre, as well as some reading habits and other items related to how we met on Bookstagram that will fit in with this podcast. So, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that you have fun and get totally terrified.
Yeah, so how was your vacation? Your little vacation.
It was
Little
good.
sounds like I'm demeaning it, but how was it?
Well, no, because I mean, like, people, like, I feel like, well, you kind of get me, and like my friend
Mhm.
Tyler gets me, but like when I say vacation, I just mean I'm not like working my day job,
That's
basically.
how I feel.
Like, I'm a big fan of a staycation, especially because I feel like as you get older, it's like
Mm-hmm.
your vacations are like to do all of that shit that you don't have time to do on the weekends because you're too
Yes.
busy doing other things. So, like,
Yeah.
I cleaned out my closet. I took a day to go shopping. I went and got my hair cut and then it was over. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's my vacation.
Right.
Um, but I mean, I also have, other than my day job, I have a second job. We
Mm-hmm.
have the podcast. I have
Yep.
stuff to catch up on for like reading for publishers. So like what
Mm-hmm.
really is a vacation at this point? It's like I felt myself like burnt out like Monday and Tuesday, which is kind of why I
Mm-hmm.
was like, hey, do you want to take a week off? Because I know that you had some other things that you were working on too.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, like, if you're feeling like a break, let's do it. But
Yeah.
then like come I think it was like the weekend, I was like, holy shit, I cannot wait to record. And we only took 1 week off.
No.
Like
Yeah.
it was one day. It's not like we haven't talked in a week. Like we
No.
talk very consistently, but like
Yeah.
I just do love, like I was telling you the other day, I was like kind of laughing today because I love when you go dark, I'm like, she's either really into a book that she's reading or
That's it.
she
There's
has a
no order.
project. No, there's a you
Yeah,
but you had a
that's
big
true. You're right.
you had
You're
a big
right.
you had a big project today and it's paying off. I'm obsessed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
Um, I had another. Oh, well, how many books were you able to read? Like, I feel like you probably read an insane amount of books.
I think I read 6 or 7. Um, I know I
Nice.
posted, I was like a little nervous because I always do this to myself, but I
Mhm.
posted a picture of, yeah, 7 books. And like I was just really nervous that like one of them might have been a DNF or something, but
Yeah,
luckily they weren't. So I
that's
read
awesome.
7. Um, there were some really standout ones that I loved, and you know, a couple of them weren't really like the best fit for me, but I still read them, like it wasn't
At
like a
least
DNF
finish them.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was nice. I love the new Lisa Unger.
I'm so excited.
You're gonna love it.
I am into the Burning Girl series, so it'll be a while before I read another book. Actually, it'll just be 2 books, but I think that's what I'll read next.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's kind of how I feel. Like when I was reading them is like we've talked about this before, that jealousy of, somebody starting a new series that you like, or
Mhm.
maybe finding an author that they haven't read before and having that opportunity to binge all of their books and not have to wait for the next
Yeah,
one. So that's
yeah.
why I was like, yeah, if you loved the first book in the Burning Girl series, then keep going with it because it's just so good and it
It
keeps
was
getting better.
so good. Like, such a really cool blend of sci-fi, serial killer hunting, psychological thriller, action. It definitely had like action in it as well. Like, none of it was necessarily spy related, but I would also say there were lots of parts of it that felt the way spy thrillers feel. So
Like the
I felt
action
like it had
packed.
so many. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So
So
I'm
good.
obsessed. And now
I
I
knew you
have
would
like
be.
the first one was like 450 pages and the next one's like 400. I can't remember what the third one is or how long the third one is, but I have like 800 pages I need to read tonight, is what I'm saying.
I feel like I don't know what it is. It's not that like there's anything. I mean, his writing is really good. Like he's just a phenomenal
Yeah.
storyteller. But like a 400-page book for him feels like a 250 to 300-page book for anybody else because I just went through them so
Yes.
quickly because they're so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about Lars Kepler too,
I
honestly.
know. That's what I'm also torn on if I'll read Secluded Cabin Sleep 6 or jump into some Lars Kepler. We'll
Well,
have to see.
when you finish Burning Girl, I would
Hmm.
definitely consider Lisa Unger because
Hmm.
it's a standalone.
Yeah,
Um, Save Lars Kepler for when it starts to snow. That I mean, it's gonna that
that's true.
atmosphere is gonna freaking
That's a
crush
good
it for
point.
you. Yeah,
Yeah. I have no clue what our weather's going to be like, so we'll see. But yeah,
yeah,
I'll
yeah. It
probably
was
I'll
like
probably
you probably what?
I was just so yeah, I'll probably sneak in something before I go into winter books.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally
And,
last year it was like 55 during Christmas here.
and it's so weird.
Yeah.
It was 80 degrees here on Saturday,
Yeah. I
and
thought you
it's
were going to
like
say Christmas last year.
no, oh my god.
That's why I was
Um,
like
but like I think it's like 40 degrees here right now. Like it's cold today. It's really cold.
yeah. It got
So
cooler here today, but we had the same thing. It's been hot. It's been really hot.
hopefully that
I've
shit's
been looking
over.
like Larry, is what I'm saying.
The bangs. They look great today.
Thank you.
You've got
Yeah, I
some like really good
showered.
color in your face.
It's actually because I'm hot.
Good.
Like my face
Good
was
for
all
you.
splotchy after I like moved everything.
You just
So
look
it's
like
just because
nice
I'm
and
warm.
refreshed.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Everything
glad.
about it. You're loving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, well, yeah. Hopefully it just stays chilly and you can
I
I'm sure you
know.
can sneak in Lisa Unger before it snows.
Yeah. It's not going to snow here for a while,
Yeah. Yeah, I think you got to live well.
unfortunately.
Because the thing is that I will say is that like if you start the snowman, if you're
Hmm.
if your reading taste is anything like I think it is, which I haven't really been wrong very often, I
No.
think once you start the snowman, you're gonna be like, I'm binging all of these and I don't give a shit about anything else. So like if that
Yeah.
Lisa Unger
No.
book is like lingering in the back of your mind, like
Yeah.
you're gonna be reading like
I need to
it's
clear
like
out my
five or
ones that
six
are
books.
lingering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Because you never know, I might dive back into Lars Kepler when you do.
Oh my goodness. I know. There's so many books to read, man.
So many
But
books.
I did have an idea for an icebreaker earlier
Yes.
today that I
Yes.
thought was pretty fun. So I don't know how anyone at this point doesn't know that Taylor Swift released an album recently.
Yeah.
It's called Midnights, if you somehow still don't know. But we both picked our favorite song from the album and a book that it reminds us of. And we don't know. My point, I want everyone to know we didn't tell each other. So it'll be really
Right.
interesting to see
Oh
which
yeah.
songs we pick.
Yes, it is. I want
So
you to
you
go.
can go first
You
since
want me to go first?
since I asked
Okay.
you.
I picked vigilante shit.
Oh my god, so did I.
Like all I can think of is this one book that I would love to see as a movie, and vigilante
Uh-huh.
shit would be the perfect like credits rolling in the beginning, like
Yeah.
draw the cat eye sharp enough to kill a man, and then title
Base.
card. They
Yeah.
never learn, based on the
Yes.
novel. Yeah, Lane
Yes.
Fargo.
That one, oh my gosh, that one would be so amazing. Hi, baby.
Yeah, I
Well,
want vigilante shit.
coincidentally, um, one, I love that one too. So
So good.
I am all for that. Bruce might have an opinion here, so we'll see.
He's like, I like maroon,
But
mom.
part of what he's so sad. He's so sad that I'm not paying attention to him. Um,
Oh,
Part of what made me think of it was while I was reading Burning Girl, I was also listening to Vigilante shit, and I was like, wow, this matches this book so much. So that's my more like literally just read it recently and made me think of it book.
so good.
Yeah.
I was wondering what you were gonna pick too, because I mean, listen, like, let's be honest, Taylor Swift's is genius. Like,
Yeah.
the girl
She's
can
one of the
do
best
anything.
writers ever.
Yeah. This is her 10th studio album,
Hmm.
and 10's a big number. Like, 10 is a big number, especially for somebody her age.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I loved when I was listening to the album is that I felt like for every song you could take, you could put it on an album that she'd previously
Yes.
released and it would like
Yes.
fit. Not that they were rejects from other albums that she was just like, oh, I put this together, but like
No.
it's almost like instead of a greatest hits album, she for
Hmm.
her 10th studio album was like, I'm going to do something that represents my career so far. And like each
Hmm.
song could be like almost like a representation of a
Hmm.
certain era, which is like what I loved. And
Yes.
Reputation is my favorite era. Um,
Me too.
so yeah, I did that. I
Yeah.
almost
So,
I almost did Snow on the Beach with Ugly
yeah.
Love by Colleen Hoover because
Oh,
like
nice.
even even though it's like a toxic relationship and like everybody in that book
Mhm.
kind of needs therapy, and I kind of needed therapy after I read it. Like the Snow on the Beach is like my second favorite, and I just like
Mhm.
makes me like want to like sway and like fall in
Yeah.
love. And like the
Yeah.
only time I want to go to a beach is when there's snow on it because I hate sweating. So
Yep.
yeah, that was like my second one. That was my backup. But um I have that like probably because of TikTok, but like I have that line of like draw the cat eye sharp enough to kill a man like stuck in my head
Mhm. Over and over again.
over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no way that I can't pick that because it is my favorite song and it's like
Mhm.
probably my favorite opening to any of her songs.
Yeah.
But like, I just thought, like, what is a badass book that is written
Mhm.
by a female that could totally embody like that line? And like, I
Yes.
just want to see Scarlett from
Yes.
They Never Learn, like doing her makeup when like the credits are rolling in the beginning to that song.
Yes. Yes. That would be
Like,
so good. Now I want, now I need that in my life.
I know, I know. Lane Fargo, call
So
me.
perfect. Yeah,
For
for real.
real.
We'll figure it out somehow.
For real. Because that's like one of my favorite books in the entire world.
I loved it. Like, I recommend it all the time still.
Yeah.
Also, Allie's bookshop around the corner. I didn't want to just copy hers, but she brought up how Last Housewife would be a good vigilante shit one. And I was like, very true. Very true.
In my dreams, I hold a knife also.
Yep. Yeah. The line that says, I don't start shit, but I can tell you how it ends. That's the one that sends me. That's it.
Yeah.
And then don't get sad, get even. Right after that. We're such basic millennials though. Did you know that Gen Z thinks that that it's so cringe because it's so like it has like all the little like Tumblr-esque statements in it. And they're like, you guys are so cringy. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't fucking care.
But like, also, nothing against it, but like, Taylor Swift is making a shitload of money by
Yeah,
being who she is. And like, she's
exactly.
writing all of her own shit, and like, people are gobbling it up. So, like, if you want
Exactly.
to call her like cringy and Tumblr or whatever, like,
Go for it.
go right ahead.
We will all just be listening and laughing at
She
you.
does not give a shit.
No,
No.
no. I
And
think
I
she's
love.
selling out just fine.
Hmm. I don't
Did
know
you
if you've
see
seen
that
this.
she took all 10 spots on the top 10?
Yeah.
Literally all of them.
It's like every time, like, here's the thing too, is I also love like a big pop release.
Yeah.
Like when Beyonce releases, like when she released like the surprise album in like 2013, and like that was kind of unheard of. Like, I love
Yeah.
that. When Taylor Swift like did Folklore and Evermore and like did
Hmm.
all of this shit and then did this again with Midnight's. Like, I love a good pop release. I love something like
Yeah.
that. So like every time she does something like this and she like gets more and more popular or like kind of beats herself with like how much she's selling or like how many like number ones she has throughout the
Mm-hmm.
like era, whatever. Like I love seeing that for her because I actually like genuinely respect her as an artist.
Oh yeah.
And like I just, even if you're like a Taylor Swift hater and you're just not like, you don't get it or it's not your type
Yeah.
of music, like you can't deny her talent. So like when people are like, oh, it's cringy,
Mm-hmm.
like tumbleweed out of my face. Okay. I don't
I
give a
know.
shit.
I
Like
know. I know. I
I will
agree.
literally be like a 60-year-old man staying up until midnight
Yeah.
to like listen to a Taylor Swift
Whatever she
album.
puts out.
I'll do it for Drake. I'll do it for Beyonce. Like I'll do it for Taylor
Yes.
Swift. Britney Spears, like you can release something new because like Glory is one of the
Yeah.
most underrated albums in the entire world, and not enough people gave that shit respect.
Yeah.
So I love a
You heard it
good
here, people.
pop moment. I love
Also,
it.
before I forget, to your point
Mm-hmm.
about it's all of her songs sounding like different eras,
Mm-hmm.
there she is literally sampling, she samples her own songs in each of the songs.
Yeah.
So she is literally sampling her other eras. And so like everyone's predicting she's gonna like weave them together in her eras tour. And everyone's like figuring out which ones actually fit into each other. And it's crazy. I love Swift Talk. It is full of conspiracies and it feels like reading a mystery sometimes because you're trying to figure out everything.
Yeah. So here's my thing. The next time Taylor Swift pulls something, I'm gonna ignore Taylor Swift TikTok
Uh-huh.
because some of the theories were so wild and out there that I wanted them to be
Yeah.
true. And I
Oh, I
don't want to
know.
put myself in that headspace where like I feel like this like Midnight's era so far has not been a disappointment whatsoever, but like I don't want to fall into any conspiracy theory bullshit that might make me
Mhm.
feel like I'm disappointed if it doesn't happen. So
That's true.
I am just going to ride it out because like here's the
Yeah.
thing. I love the way that her mind works.
Yes.
And
That's making me think of Sweet Nothing.
she's definitely in my top 5. I'm not like
Yeah.
a Taylor Swift is my number one. I love her more than anyone, but like I love the way her mind works. I love the games
Yeah.
she plays. I love how fucking brilliant she is.
Yeah.
And I also love like her little Easter eggs and stuff like that because it's
Yep.
not, I don't feel like she ever like hypes herself up to like be like, oh, this is going to be such a big deal. And then it's like,
Uh-uh.
oh, I was on Good Morning America announcing like
Right.
fucking skincare line or something. And like everybody's
Yeah.
like, we want a new album. And yes, Rihanna, that was a fucking dig at you because I've been waiting for Rihanna music for way too long. But
Oh my gosh, you're right.
good, go on. And Rihanna also did like some sort of like interview recently and was like, I just like want people to fully be aware just because I'm doing the Super Bowl does not mean that you're getting a new album.
She's just
And
not feeling like doing it right
I
now.
was like, God damn, like you're gonna need a friggin' like old school jukebox to play your music because we need something new. So
Tell me how you really
thank you,
feel.
Taylor Swift. Like Taylor Swift fans are always fed.
Yeah, they definitely are.
They
This
are
time with like
fed.
20 songs.
Like nothing against it. I know that some people. Here's the thing about Taylor Swift.
Mhm.
Taylor Swift, you can tell, genuinely is an artist who loves writing, recording, and making music. Like that is her true passion. This isn't a paycheck for her. You know what I mean? Like, yes,
No.
homegirls make trust me, like her purse is full.
Yeah.
But like
Plenty.
she's not doing this like just to, like there were a lot of artists who were not creating music for their fans during COVID when like they couldn't
Right.
tour. And you can kind of tell the difference between people who like now are starting to release things so that
Hmm.
they can go on tour and make money and all of that.
Yeah.
And like Taylor Swift was like, oh, hey, like I had to cancel Loverfest. Here's 2 albums.
Yeah.
Here's, a third album, a tour, all of this stuff. And like she was like, I was in lockdown. I was making music because like that's what I love doing. So like good for
Right.
her. And
I
yes,
know.
there are people who probably like love to make music, but might take them like a little bit longer to do
Hmm.
it because like not a lot of people have minds that work like Taylor Swift. But like
No.
her fans stay fed. So even if I
They
was
do.
like, I don't fall into it, like even if I didn't get the whole Taylor Swift hype, like I can be
Yes.
like, you're doing shit for your fans. Good for you.
Yes. Yes. That's definitely, I was like a big fan in high school with like, that was like her debut album.
Hmm.
And then I definitely just like dropped off. Just like, I mean, mainly I found rap.
Story of
So
my life.
yeah. So I went from like Taylor Swift was like the only thing I could listen to like Eminem.
Yeah.
So that happened for me. And so then I just like didn't, I don't listen to much pop at all. But then this album, there's so many fun fan theories. I love the fan theories. I like reading between the lines of her lyrics.
Yeah.
And the songs like on this album have so many things going on, and that's like that, like musically, like there's so many
Hmm.
different instruments and sounds and things going on, and it's just so they're just so fun to listen to.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, I mean, if you want to compare it to like a movie or a book, it's one of those things
Hmm.
where like the more you listen to each song, the more you pick up on
Yeah.
little things, whether it be like a lyric or a melody or
Hmm.
something like you said, where she's like sampling herself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I despise country music with
Yeah, me too.
all of my being.
Yeah.
And so like I was not like a huge fan until Red came out.
Hmm.
But still like then again, like I was one of those people that was like, I don't get the hype with Taylor Swift. And like Red
Right.
came out and I was like, okay, now that she's kind of like transitioning into pop,
Hmm.
um, I got it. Like I like understood. And
Yeah.
then I listened to the whole album and I was like, wow, like
Hmm.
this girl can make some damn music. And it was
She
just like
can.
downhill from there. Like 1989 obviously is like an amazing pop album.
Yes.
Reputation is like Reputation for me is like what I want the soundtrack to be to a book that I write. Like
Yeah.
I want badass, like, are you ready for it? Look what you made me do. But then I also want like
Yes.
dangerous romance, like Getaway Car and,
Hmm.
so she, I mean, yeah, like
Yeah,
she's
your
just,
multi-genre book, it would work well for that.
yeah, yeah. It would just like, I just like love Reputation. I love every song on
Yeah.
it, except for New Year's Day. New Year's Day makes me like super depressed. So I usually
I
skip
don't
that one.
like sad songs. I don't really listen to sad music.
I love breakup songs. I love sad
Yeah.
songs, but I don't know. It's the way she writes the music, like the way she writes the music, the way she writes her music. Something about it like will really get you. You know what I mean? Like, and when
Hmm.
like the New Year's Day song, I'm like, God, like New Year's Day, if you wake up and you're like hungover and there's like a mess to clean up and you're single and you don't have like that person, like, man, that song is just not good for your mental health
Oh my god.
whatsoever. Like,
I've never listened to it.
it's like basically like her like waking up like hungover and like having
Oh,
like, because like New Year's Day is just always kind of dreary
it's
anyway, like
weird. Yeah.
it's weird. Like there's a big party on New Year's Eve and you're like
Hmm.
super pumped for the new year. And then like literally the first day of the new year that you celebrated the day before is like one of the weirdest days ever and is like kind of
Yeah.
like
And it's
melancholy
like
in this
it
weird
is,
way.
and it's like at the end of the whole like Christmas was a week ago. Like everything's just different.
The snow
Everyone's in
is
like a holiday
dingy.
haze. Yeah, our snow is always gross, or
Gross.
it's raining. It was raining and muddy last year.
Yeah. I mean, I know this year I'm not going to wake up hungover like I didn't
Yeah,
last
me
year
neither.
either. But like that'll be nice. But like I don't know, there's just like something weird about New Year's Day. I feel the
It
same
is
way
weird.
about like I think it's because the day after Christmas I feel the same way.
Hmm.
You
It's
know?
because there's so much buildup, and
Yeah.
then it's just done, and you're like, hmm,
Yeah. Like I mean
okay.
this year like I'm probably going to stay home and like I'm not the club friend anymore. I'm not the like let's go somewhere for New Year's. Like I'm just like it's not my vibe.
Yeah,
And that's fine. Like I'll probably do like a game night with my parents or something and like
yeah,
whatever, but like I just don't know. Like even still like not having that like preparation and that buildup of New Year's Eve like usual, like New Year's Day still always feels weird to me.
yeah. I agree. I have kind of always felt that way.
Yeah, I have too. I just like it's like one of my most hated days of the year.
Yeah, I've had stuff come up for me around that time too, and I'm always like, I feel like this happens every year.
Yeah, it's just not it.
Moral of the
So Taylor
story:
Swift,
let's not podcast if that's on a Tuesday.
but we probably need something. If we should, if it's a
Or we
Tuesday,
probably need to. You're
that's
right.
probably like what we like need something to look forward to.
You're right.
God.
Maybe we should.
But yeah, so that's our thoughts on Taylor Swift.
That's our thoughts on T Swift.
T
I'm
Swift. I just like
becoming.
always wonder what she's gonna do next. Like, what is album
I
11 gonna be like?
know. I
And
know.
excuse me,
You're good.
she's such a like fan of the number 13 that we're
Such a
like
fan.
approaching album 13 now, if you think about
Uh-huh.
it, because you don't know with her. Like,
Yeah.
album number 11 could be like literally released on Christmas and like the only person that knows it is
Yes.
her. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
we're slowly approaching album 13 and like I want to know what like trick she has up her sleeves for that album too.
Yeah. Well, in an interview, when someone asked her why she turned down the Super Bowl, she said she wouldn't tour until she had redone all of her Taylor's versions of her album.
Mhm.
So some people think that that means she's going to release the rest of her Taylor's versions before she goes on tour next year. So there's that.
And I believe it.
Like, you feel like she says things on purpose. So we'll see.
I believe it.
Yeah.
And like the reason I believe it is because she like plans things so like intently
Yeah.
with that attention to detail that like she would not say
Yeah.
that about this. She would just be like, oh, it's not the right time for me. Like I
Right.
whatever.
I
Like she could
agree.
have literally used any other excuse. So like if she said that,
Yep.
like I believe it because my
I know.
general thought is like she could probably re-record each album Taylor Swift's version
Mhm.
in a week. Like knowing
I
her work
know.
ethic and everything, like she could
She
probably get it
probably
done.
has them
I
done.
think they're done. Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Like I think that they're done. I think
Yep.
she'll like maybe space them out a little bit or just be like Merry Christmas week
Right.
after week after
Yeah,
week
because she
after week.
loves Christmas too. She's really into Christmas.
Yeah. She even has that like Christmas song.
Yeah. A few. I don't know.
But like I believe it. Like
Yeah. That'd be so
she's going to be
impressive.
somebody that's going to keep topping herself. Like she's not going to
Yeah, because who's her competition? She really doesn't have any at this point. Not
no.
female.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
Well, are you gonna try and get tickets? Are you gonna try to go?
I don't know. The whole thing seems stressful.
Yeah, I agree. Tyler really, really, really wants to, so I think we're gonna try to.
Yeah. The whole thing just I don't know. My friend Tyler wants to go too. And
Our
I'm just
Tylers are
like, our
trying to convince
Tylers,
us.
yeah. I'm just like, I don't know.
I know, because we would have to go to Cincinnati, which is
We would
like
probably
two and
do
a half
like
hours.
we would probably do like Massachusetts.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I have to like think too because like okay. I'm gonna get shit for this from my Tyler, but like
Yes.
there's also the rumor that Beyonce is going on a tour next summer. I love
Oh.
Beyonce. I also love Taylor Swift, but like if I had to
Mm-hmm.
choose to see one on tour, like
Yeah.
I would want to see Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan of her new album. And R&B and rap are
Yeah.
my genres.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it's kind of like what you said, like the pop thing that you and I have in common, the pop thing that I have in common with my friend Tyler is like he is a huge pop fan.
Yeah.
So like he would
So
probably
is my
choose
Tyler.
yeah, like he would probably choose like any pop artist over
Mm-hmm.
like any R&B artist and that's fine.
Yeah.
But like I would probably choose like a hip hop, rap or R&B artist
I
over
get that.
because like I love Taylor Swift, but
Yeah.
I know what I want to see live.
Yeah.
You know?
If
So
Eminem was touring, he would be the one that I would just about die to go
I
see.
also like the Taylor Swift tickets are going to be insane to get.
Yeah.
People are probably going to be like fighting and crying and screaming. The internet will probably go down.
Yeah.
And they'll also probably be like 2 car payments.
Yeah. The initial sale, they will be between $49 and $449.
The
But resale,
$49, yeah, okay, let's be honest. The $49 is probably going to be like
that's nosebleeds.
nosebleeds. It's going to be like the parking lot outside of the stadium.
Yeah.
Like
But you can watch the TV on top of the stadium.
the $49 is like you can watch it from your house on your Apple TV. I'll stream it for
You're
you.
probably right.
Like this is Taylor Swift, like
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
so
see.
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Tyler really wants to get them, and he's slowly convincing me. So we'll see.
I do love
Is it on? I think it's on the 14th.
I do love a good concert moment.
Mm-hmm.
I also love or not love, but I'm like very curious to see like what she's going to do with this tour because it's like her era's tour. So
Yes.
you never know.
Yeah.
You never
Yep.
know.
We'll know
But
someday.
well, at least we can agree that vigilante shit
Is the best.
is the best and that it is the opening song in a soundtrack to a book that we would like to see or books that we would like to see as a movie.
Yeah.
So
It fits a lot of them.
that kind of leads us
Speaking of books
into
that should be
yeah,
adapted,
this was another phenomenal idea from you.
it was your idea.
I think it was your idea.
I'll pull up the DMs. You came up with it 2 weeks
I
ago.
did.
Yeah, after we podcasted, you were like, I have this great idea. I have to DM you. That's hilarious. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed part 1 of this episode. If you did, make sure that you come back on Thursday for part 2. And don't forget to stay up to date with everything that we're reading and talking about on our Instagrams at Gare Indeed Reads and at the girl with the book on the couch. Links are also in the show notes, so make sure you follow.